At Herron Printing, they help their clients with their printing needs while leaving a lighter footprint on the earth. Standard printing inks often contain harmful agents that contaminate the environment and compromise human health. That's why they use vegetable-based inks. There are no press chemicals here either, and they even use natural alternatives to hazardous chemicals to clean their printing equipment. They encourage 100% recycled paper, but their standard paper is 30% post-consumer at no extra charge to their customers. At Herron Printing, they take pride in their commitment to environmental issues and believe that their environmental practices are good for our community as well as being good for business. At Herron Printing, green is not just a color. They make it easy to be environmentally conscious by practicing eco-friendly ways to print. And joining me is Randy Herron, founder of Herron Printing. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Well, let's start off by talking about the printing process. Traditionally, you used to use a lot of chemicals, and those chemicals are really bad for us.
Right.
What are the green alternatives that you use now?
Well, one of the things we do now is the press behind us is a chemical-free, water-free press. So we've gotten rid of all the chemicals. Traditionally, let me back up a minute. Traditionally, what we used to do is we had to burn a negative, so you had to develop it, and that was chemicals. Then you stripped it up and you burnt it to a metal plate and you washed it with chemicals. And then you put it on the press and you did it. And the old ink used to have petroleum in it. So when you washed up the press to get everything off, then you get petroleum into the water, which then went into the water stream. So now what we've done is with this press, the computers actually send the files directly to the press. It images right on the press, and we've gotten rid of all those chemicals.
This uses too.
Yeah, it makes it a lot quicker for us. When we first got this, we went from having 100% capacity to having about 60% capacity in one day.
When did you initially start doing this, and what was your incentive?
I'm sort of interested in it for a long time. I mean, at home I've always recycled and stuff like that, and then we started kind of looking at some of the things here. And we had a nonprofit one time asking us about, did we ever think that we would get where it wasn't, you know, so dangerous to the environment? And we kind of started looking at it, and at first, it was just cost prohibitive. I couldn't do it. But then what we started doing was baby steps. I mean, like the first thing we did is we got rid of having to make the negatives and the plates that way to a process that imaged directly to the plates with no chemicals. So we still had the metal plates, but then we got rid of the chemicals and the negatives.
Right.
And then once we were able to afford it, we got rid of our press and that and bought this press here. Yes, we switched to soy-based inks probably, I guess, 9 or 10 years ago. So they weren't quite as readily available, but now you can get any kind of ink from any manufacturer in a soy product, which is what we've done.
So people, do they have to request it, or?
No, that's all we run. We don't offer anything else besides that.
How do your customers feel about that?
I think most of them like it. I mean, I don't know. We put a guide out. We put a little brochure that tells what we're doing to try to be green, and we also put an idea chart out. It's a pamphlet that they can see what they can do to eliminate stuff to make it greener for them as well, and how it can help us make them greener.
You know, you do offer 100% recycled paper, and that would be ideal, but it's still way too expensive.
Right. It's a lot more.
Why do you think it's still so expensive, and what do you offer instead?
Well, what they have to do is, you have to think about it, they gather up all the paper and they have to break it down and make it into pulp, which from the trees it's made directly into pulp. So the cost getting the paper made is a lot more. What we've done is, like with our copying paper, we only offer 30% recycled paper. We don't ask, we don't charge any extra for it, we just do it. We used to try to say, okay, you can get this paper or regular paper, and they would always take regular paper because it was cheaper. And I thought, well, this isn't working, you know. So then we had a meeting one day and we said, you know what, let's just get rid of it. It doesn't cost us that much more, but that way at least now, because that's a lot of paper that we run, the white, just 20-pound white paper.
Right.
So now it's all recycled that we use.
Let's talk about what kind of things you do recycle around the office. I'm very excited about my new pen.
Yeah.
I know you use these for all your employees.
Yeah, and this is recycled cardboard and recycled plastic that's made for that. We kind of recycle everything. I mean, anything from the paper waste. In our kitchen, we have 3 recycling bins for paper product, for plastics. I mean, I have to take the plastics home because I can't get them picked up in Montgomery County. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
They're supposed to recycle, but they won't pick them up.
We'll have to look into that one.
So I take them home and I recycle them from home.
Okay.
And then we have the garbage. But we use so little. It's funny, I mean, I can remember probably 15, 20 years ago, we would have a huge waste bin in the back and we'd fill that thing 2 or 3 times a week. Well, now we have like 1 or 2 bags of trash a week because we recycle everything else.
And you use 100% wind power.
Right.
Thank you so much for all your commitments. You do a lot of green things around here, and I know you do it just because you know it's the right thing to do, so it's really appreciated.
Good, well, thank you.
As the environment needs us more and more, it is of the utmost importance for the printing industry to continue its movement towards finding and using the least polluting, environmentally friendly materials and methods when producing printed products.
For more information about Herron Printing, visit herronprinting.com.